Hello, guys, and thank you so much for joining me on my inspirational series. If you've been following my videos for a while, you notice I always end my videos with please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. And if you have not found your happiness, please look within yourself. It's in there. You will find it, and it's different from person to person. It's very special to you. Your happiness is your own. And I got to tell you, I want you to really pay attention to what I'm saying because I really truly believe this 1,000,000%. And I'm not doing this video for any other reason other than to share with you what I learned and what I found out through trial and error and through self help and self analysis and self realization and all this good stuff. Now, lately, I don't know if it's because of COVID or whatever, but I've been speaking to a lot of my good acquaintances and friends, people I've known for a little bit and people I've known for a long time. And I've been asking them questions like, are you happy? What's your situation like? I'll give you an example. A good friend of mine has a ton of money. He's been working his butt off for 25 years. And I asked him, are you happy? And he really said, no, I'm not. I still haven't paid my house off. I still have all these bills. I got a divorce and she took me for over half of what I had and all this other stuff, right? A lot of, financial stuff. I said, well, what do you want to do with your life? What is it that makes you happy? He goes, I don't really know. And I've also been talking to people that work for like the state or the government or a federal agency or whatever, people that have been putting in 25, 30 years in their job. And I asked them the same questions. And I noticed there's a common denominator. And some of these people live in California, some of them live in Hawaii, some of them lived in Texas, some of them live in Colorado, San Francisco, Massachusetts, all over the place. And one of the common denominators, which really motivated me and led me to make this video, is that I notice a lot of people are not happy, even if they are financially secure. And even when they're financially secure, they think they're not. And I'm starting to realize that we have all been brainwashed that we have to always work. I know people that make over 200,000 a year for the last 20, 25 years, and they're still in debt. Why? Why? Why is it that people in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, even in South America, in some countries, why are they happier than us? Or Far East? I've been doing a lot of research on places like Thailand, Philippines, Malta, Ukraine, Costa Rica. Why are they happier than us? And they don't, trust me, do not make 10% or even 5%, and sometimes even less than what the average person makes here. And I'm not talking about people that are upper middle class here. I'm talking about just your average Joe that's making 50 or 60 grand a year. But they're happier than us. And why is it that they can retire in places like Sweden, Belgium, Portugal? They don't even have the 1/100th of the GDP that we have here in the States. Why are they able to retire at 50 and 55 and take it easy and take summers off meanwhile until they get to that age? And you've heard about like in places like Italy where, lunchtime between 12 and 2, I'm closing the store, man. Or some of them close between 2 and 5 and come back between 5 and 9 at night. Why are they happier than us? Why are we constantly killing ourselves? We got all these gadgets. We got all these. Look at your. I'm going to give you a homework right now. Okay. If you have a garage and if you have an attic or a storage, whatever, go look and see all the stuff that you have accumulated over the years. that you haven't even used in forever? Why do we always accumulate stuff? Why do we have to have the latest, the newest iPhone 12? Why do we have to stand in line for hours just to get that? Why is it so important? What's wrong with iPhone 7, iPhone 8? What's wrong with, you know what I mean? Why do we always have to have a new car every year or two? Why do we have to buy a house and be in debt for 30 years and kill ourselves? Everybody that I talk to, they work their butt off. Look, I work my ass off right now because I'm starting from scratch. And I still don't kill myself like I used to when I was making 50 and 100 grand a week. Trust me. But I have to do it. I have my mom to take care of. I got to take care of myself. I got a dog. I'm starting from zero. And even me, I gave myself till October 1st, 2023, when I turned 60. I'm done. I promise you, I'm done no matter what. Because I know if I don't have enough money, I can live in places like Thailand for $1,500 to $2,500 a month and live like a king. A lot of people here get Social Security. They said that doesn't even pay the rent. But if you take that Social Security of $1,400 or $1,800 or $2,200, whatever most people get, and you go overseas to places where they're happier, less stress, and you don't have to worry about it. Think about it. We have been brainwashed, people. You heard me talk about NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. We have been brainwashed that we have to work and we have to get all the new stuff, and buy. We're constantly being bombarded. Look at all the streaming channels like Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever you use on your TV and your Fire Stick or whatever you got going on, or your cable, or look at the social media. Look at, when you go on your laptop or your computer or your phone, right? We're constantly getting bombarded. Even when we shut everything down, we think we're shutting everything down, we're getting bombarded. Right? Alexa is always listening. Your phone is always listening. And here you go. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about shoes. All of a sudden, on Facebook, here pops up a shoe advertising the same shoe we're talking about. Is that a coincidence? No. We are being NLP'd. I've talked about it before. I won't bother you or, beat a dead horse here. It's neuro-linguistic programming. It's basically they're brainwashing us. They're putting ideas in our head on making us think that it's our idea and it's our thought and that we really need that shoe or that car or that house or that, you fill in the blank. Go look in your closet. See how much stuff you have in there that you haven't even touched in years. And there's a lot of homeless people out there. I'm not saying anything. I'm not telling you to do anything. It's not my thing. I'm just trying to make a point here that I've been thinking about and I've been coming up with is, and this is why I call this, happiness check, right? When was the last time you did a happiness check? You used the happiness thermometer. It's like, COVID, they take your temperature to whether it's normal or not. Do you have fever or whatever? When was the last time we check our happiness? Right? To just shut everything down and sit and look in the mirror and really analyze and really be honest with yourself and say, hey, listen, am I happy? Most of us, look, I'm guilty of this. When I was working in Orange County, 17, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week for almost 5 years straight to get to that 7 figures. And even when I got that 7 or 8 figures, whatever it was actually 10 figures, 8 figures, excuse me. And when I got to the 10 figures, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's going on 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock right now. And when we look at what we do and why we do it, at the end of the day, like I was telling you, when I was in Orange County, at the end of the day, I had what I needed and more. My fatal error was I did not grab my suitcases full of cash, got a freaking private jet somewhere and go overseas to Bora Bora or Costa Rica or Thailand or Malta or whatever. I was really looking at Bora Bora at the time. I would have been sipping on a margarita version because I don't really drink. And I would have never had to worry about them taking all the money. But you know what? It's okay. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm talking to you today because that happened. Otherwise, you and I would have never met. So I'm happy for that. And if I can help anybody with this video or any of the other videos I've been putting up there, it's good. It's worth it. But here's the thing. Here's the point I'm trying to make. Even when you have a lot of money, I was still miserable. And a lot of people I'm talking to that have enough money, they're still miserable. They still feel trapped. Do you know where that comes from? The government has been brainwashing everybody. You got to work hard. Look at billionaires. Billionaires are getting up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, talking about how, they have all this going on and they can't stop it. For what? Look at Rush Limbaugh, just passed away. 600 million plus net worth. What the hell is he still doing with cancer, banning cancer, still on the microphone? For what? When are you going to freaking reap the rewards, the fruit of your labor? When are you going to reap what you sow for 30 years or 40 years? Is that what life is all about? Just work? Yeah, but I love it. It's my passion. Yeah, but when are you going to relax? When are you going to go boat if you like boats? When are you going to ski if you like skiing? When are you going to go climb mountains? Whatever it is that you love to do. Be with 10 women, whatever it is. When are you going to do that? If you can't do it at 50, 60, when are you going to do it at 80? When you can't even do anything? You can barely get out of the chair and walk from here to there? Think about it. We're all being brainwashed. Do you understand that? And it's for one reason only. Money. Not for us. No. Uncle Sam, my friend. In California, the average is 30% to 50% you pay in taxes. For average Joe, and I figured this out, if you work in a regular job, for the post office, for the state, whatever, out of 5 days that you work for the government, you give them a minimum of half. So I want you to think about this. 2.5 days out of the week, you're getting up, getting ready for work, driving to work, driving back from work, and dealing with whatever you have to deal with at work, depending on your job, coming back home, barely eating, showering, going to the gym, whatever you do, watch the, boom, you fall asleep. You're doing that 2.5 to 3 days a week for the government. And also, when you think you cleared the rest of the money, so let's say you made $1,000, $500-600 is gone. This tax, that tax, this tax. When you think that extra $400 or $500 that you have taken home, supposedly taken home, guess what? When you buy anything else, most of the time you're paying taxes still. You're not done yet. So really, the average is out of $1,000 that you're making at your job, you'll be lucky to pocket $300, and out of $300, that's going to your bills. And that's why everybody's broke, even when they make $150,000 to $200,000 a year. Especially if they don't have good management skills at all, nobody saves. And I won't even get into the statistics, what Japanese people on average save and what we save, because it's embarrassing. Check it out, Google it. So what are we working for? Why you are 55, 65, 75 and still working? And it's never enough. When is that light at the end of the tunnel going to show up? When are you going to do what you really love? I'm pretty sure as much as you love your job, you can think about, hopefully, 5 or 10 other things you'd rather be doing with your time. We've been brainwashed, my friends. We've been brainwashed. Why? So congressmen and representatives and senators and vice presidents, presidents, and whatever, all these cushy jobs, they can make $200,000 or $300,000, $400,000 a year. They never have to pay for anything. They have allowances, expense accounts for cars. They're buying lunches. Yeah, I heard not too long ago, it was on the news. Mitch McConnell, every day at lunch, $800 bottles of wine. You think he's paying for it? You're paying for it. So you can have a bunch of grapes for $800 just to have lunch and show off because they're big shots. You know, they're better than you and me. Are you getting the point? Or so they can go on jets, private jets, their suits, their dry cleaning, their housekeeping, the house they live in, the underwear they're wearing. Think about it, my friends. Think about it. So, do an inventory, look in the mirror, shut all the computer down, give yourself a couple of hours, 3 hours, try to figure out what really makes you happy. Why are you killing yourself? What's the end game here? Okay? Don't believe the hype. We've been brainwashed to believe that we have to work our ass off. And you know what really kills me? This is how brainwashed we are. Even the billionaires. Oh, but I love it. Don't tell me you love it. I'm looking at your face. If you look at Jeff Bezos, do you ever see these people smile? Elon Musk, the Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg, the Google guys, Bill Gates. Do you ever really see them happy and smiling? Do you ever really see them happy, like laughing from deep inside their soul? And they still, you know, I get up still at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to be in the gym at 3:30, which is fine. You don't have to do it at 3:30, but that's fine. And then I have all the stuff I got to do. Then I got to, and the guy is worth, you know, 4 or 5 billion, 20 billion, 100 billion, whatever. Why us as a society, if not just here globally, why are we so, you know, you look at social media, why are we so driven to, hey, look at my house. Hey, look at my cars. Hey, look at my watch. Look at what I'm wearing. You know, like TikTok, silly crap. Oh, boyfriend, rich boyfriend check, rich friend check, rich friend's dad check, all this stupid stuff. Who cares? Who cares? And all this fake stuff out there because everybody wants the perception of wealth, the perception of success. They're worried about their image. It's all ego, my friend. It's all ego. Who cares? You're still not happy. So what does it matter if you have a million zeros in front of your bank account statement? Who cares? If you're still busting your ass 20 hours a day and you tell me you're happy, don't BS me. Go ahead and BS yourself, BS your friends. Go ahead and show off. Don't BS me. And they buy a $12 million home, they sell it now, they want a $25 million home. They sell that, they want a $50 million home. That's the problem. We're being brainwashed that it's never enough. Why do 2 or 3 people need 20,000 square feet? Why? Ego. I bet you they have rooms they've never stepped in. The biggest house I ever had was 8,700 square feet. And I had nobody living with me. And sometimes I would have somebody living with me just, you know, momentarily, temporarily, for a few months. And I can't even tell you all the rooms that were in the house. And it was only 8,700 square feet. And I had an ego. Yes, I did. I'm guilty. And thank God I got rid of it. That's a big problem. That was one of the things I had to work on. That self-worth and anger issues. Nobody has their issues. Nobody's perfect. But all I want to do in this video is to, if you want to do this for yourself, is do a happiness check. Where is it? Right here. Right here. Do a happiness check. Okay? And ask yourself, what makes me happy? What really makes me happy? And that's what is important, my friend. Because I'm telling you something, I lost my brother very young. He had a stroke because he was in a bad marriage, was stressed out, all the time, worked 25 years. So he had $13-14 million worth of properties and houses and cash and business and buildings. And he was a general contractor here in San Diego. When he had a stroke, he didn't know what a fork is, what a spoon is, what a cell phone is, what keys are. Couldn't wipe his own ass, excuse my French. I had to get in the shower and wash him. Happily, because I love my brother. And it was all because he was with the wrong person and was stressed out. When I spoke to 3 neurosurgeons about his condition, they told me, what was he stressed out about? That was all independently asked me the same question. Stress kills. It's the second biggest killer here in the US, directly or indirectly. Hypertension, all this stuff. Where does that come from? He was set. When he had a stroke and I was taking care of him, we sat down like 2 or 3 months later before his wife came and took him back because she didn't want nothing to do with him while he was, had his stroke. And I said, Dad, Sam, you got $13-14 million here. Okay? He was not even 44 at the time, 42, 43, something like this. He was a year younger than me. And this is in 2008. I said, Sam, what do you keep killing your ass? You've been killing yourself since 86. And this is in 2008. Okay, so that's what, 22 years. 6-7 days a week. We're all, raised hard workers. Old school work ethic. Basically, his wife wanted to keep him working. So when she took him away from us, and she never took him to his physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, guess what happened to him 8 years later? She killed him. When I had told my mom, she's going to kill him. I try to keep him with us, try to get conservatorship, but you can't, not when he's married in California. You cannot get conservatorship if his wife is still alive. They had 3 kids. So anyways, that really was an eye-opener for me. And I lost him 3 weeks before I got arrested on January 31st. He passed away January 2nd, 2017. Right? And that really threw me for a loop. And before I could even think straight and get my mind together, it was done. So I urge you, take some time, do a happiness check on yourself, be honest with yourself. Doesn't matter what anybody else says or anybody else thinks. Sometimes you have to be a little selfish. I learned that the hard way. And think about you and say, what makes me happy? And don't do it when it's too late, because I'm going to tell you something. Tomorrow is not promised. In fact, an hour from now, it's not promised, or a minute from now, it's not promised. Okay, I've seen people working out in the gym, and all of a sudden, boom, they drop. Done. And they thought they were in great shape. So please take out the thermometer and do a happiness check on yourself. And don't worry about what anybody says or thinks. You figure out what makes you happy. And I urge you to pursue your happiness. That's what's important in life, my friend. And that's what I learned. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye.